This week on Camera Talk, going to Japan. I'm turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so.
I'm turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so.
Mamiya Sekor. So we're going to be looking at the 55 1.8. It's a legend. It's a legend. A legend in your own mind. So we're going to look at this lens and discover why it's a legend. You know, do you get the bang for the buck or what? So come on down, let's look at this together and let's dive right on in. So let's do it.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. All right, this week we are going to Japan.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Not physically, but historically, we're going to Japan to look at one of my other killer lenses that I have here. This is a Mamiya Sekor 55mm 1.8. You know, a lot of us vintage lens users out there always seek out the faster lenses, the 1.2s and the 1.4s. Well, this one actually is kind of technically better than the 1.4.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know, you put them head to head, which a lot of people have done, and discover that the 1.8 is a little better. The 1.4 is its thing. It's also radioactive. Oh, you're allergic to radioactivity, are you? So, let's look at this. So, a little bit about Mamiya Sekor. Now, Sekor, I don't know. I'm not from the company or the country, so I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I call it Sekor. If you don't like it, sue me.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
But anyway, Mamiya began its life back in 1940. You know, right at the time when the world was going through a lot of difficult times. Otherwise known as World War II. And a gentleman named Saiichi Mamiya. Again, did I say that right? I don't know. Sounds right to me.
Over-the-top rendition of the Japanese accent.
Well, he created this company anyway, and decided to get into the optics world. Now, what Mamiya is most well known for is medium format cameras. Even to this day, you know, Mamiya's claim to fame is the medium format camera. But, I say but, because we like big butts.
Like big butts, and I cannot lie.
In the mid 60s, they came up with an SLR 35mm, and as one of its standard lenses, the 55 1.8 was considered pretty popular to add to the camera at the time, and so that's kind of where it came into be. Now, you know, where Sekor, you know, Mamiya, they say from Saiichi, but Sekor came from a company that Mamiya purchased, a light meter company called Sekonic. So Sekor just from Sekonic, and so it became Mamiya Sekor, and you know, it has a great reputation. You know, it's very sought after. There were lots of these things produced, so they're kind of pretty plentiful out there in the vintage lens world. Now this is an older one. This is the chrome nose. I kind of think it looks rather sexy compared to the all black version.
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
So that's why I you know, waited until I found one of these to purchase, and I did. And I think it looks nice, right? You like that? It looks nice, huh? Yeah. You want to touch it? I know you want to touch it, but you know better, don't you? So anyway, great build quality. You know, the focus focus ring on it is very nice. The focus throw is rather long. I mean, it goes all the 360 turn. You got to do a kind of a two-hand or a twice turn to get all the way around. The aperture ring is clicked. It also is smooth. Very definite clicks as you're going by. So, you know, if you get to use this lens a lot and you learn the number of clicks you need to get from 1.8 to f16, you can kind of count your way through without having to look. You know, it's very Takamar-ish, as they would say, for the build quality. You know, which is kind of, again, standard for Japanese lenses of the day. Everybody kind of worked towards that same quality of craftsmanship. What else could we talk about with this? Colors. Yeah, color. Who wants to talk about colors? Well, when you're talking about vintage lenses, colors do matter. And if you want to compare these colors, I mean, they're pretty vibrant. They're pretty, they come alive, so to speak. They're very Zeiss-ish, if you can use Zeiss as an adjective. But you know, the longevity of this thing went from the mid 60s up to the 70s. That's when the black version came along.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Now the lens coatings of the day were not the greatest in the world, so you may, you know, if you're in a bright sunny situation or bright lights or whatnot, you may want a hood on this thing, not just to, you know, watch for flares and everything else, but, you know, in bright situations, your contrast is lost on that. So, you know, from 1.8 it's pretty sharp, but, you know, 2.8, it's kind of right at the sweet spot.
That's what she said.
So, and that's when contrast and everything else comes all into play all at once. So anywhere from 1.8 to 2.8 is going to be ideal range for this. As with all my vintage lenses, I tend to shoot everything pretty much wide open, maybe a stop or two down. So that's, again, playing within my range, so I like it.
I like you a lot.
To wrap up its history, Phase 1 got involved with the company early in the 21st century here. And then by 2015, they just outright bought Mamiya. So now Phase 1 is 100% owned by, or sorry, Mamiya is 100% owned by Phase 1. So yeah, so that's where we are today. The specs on this thing: 6 elements in 4 groups. Its close focus is a relatively good 50 centimeters, so half a meter, which is not the best, but it's also not the worst. Its blades are, again, very typical for Japanese SLR lenses of the day, you know, 1960s, and it's got six blades, which of course results in that hexagon nut-shaped bokeh if you're stopping down at all. It's not heavy at all. It's 225 grams, and it comes in 2 different versions. You know, this is a M42 mount, but it also comes in an SX. So if you read the nameplate on the front of the lens, if you see SX, I'd advise you to avoid it.
They suck. They just suck.
I have an SX 135 Mamiya, which is a very nice lens, but the problems we have with the SX version is they were designed specifically for Mamiya bodies, and therefore there's an additional bit of metal, you know, at the base of the lens. And if you're screwing your M42 adapter to it, it's going to go flush up against that metal rim. Are we keeping you awake, mister? Which is, I know it's nap time coming, isn't it? What is it, 12:30? Ooh, oh yeah, this is nap time for you, mister. Peace for daddy. So the SX version, yeah, the way you get around it, the way I do anyway, is you set your aperture to whatever you're going to use, and then screw the adapter on because it locks in place. You can't move your adapter from that point. So, but if you get one that's not an SX version, you don't worry about it. It's a screw mount M42 like any other. So that's the one I would advise you to get anyway. All right, so let's do my usual SOP, which is to take a shot of the end of the kit lens, which is I'm using to film this or record this video today on my Canon M50. And so I focus in on the nameplate on the kit lens, which is a 15-45 EFM lens. And so I'll give you a shot at f1.8, and then we'll do 5.6. It's my happy middle ground. So let me do that. All right, so let me also focus in as sharp as we can get it, just winging it from here. Again, I don't want to get my eyeball up to the EVF because this guy gets all stressed out when I cover his face, because then you guys can't see him. I mean, look at Mr. Diva here. I want to be in the spotlight. Yeah, well, there you are, buddy. You're in the spotlight. All right, so right there looks pretty good, I think. No, you know what? It's one, the reputation these have is very sensitive for their focusing. So, all right, right there. 1, 2, 3. All right, that it is. That was it. Let me get to 5.6. All right. Let's make sure I'm still in focus. All right, right there. 1, 2, 3. Yes, right. All right. So that was the shot of 1.8 and 5.6. And what we're going to do now is show you some, obviously, pictures of you-know-who, Mr. Diva, who wants to be the star of the show. So let's show you some pictures of Dylan at f1.8 here. That's right. And let's show some pictures of Dylan at 5.6 right here. That's right. So that was it. That was as much as we're going to talk about with the lens anyway. So hopefully you learned a little something about that. What else could we talk about, mister? How about our plug? Do we have a plug? We do. We have a plug for our photo editing software. And what do we use, mister? We use Luminar. Luminar AI, Luminar Neo. Now Neo is the latest one. It's replacing Luminar 4 and AI and everything else. It's all kind of rolling everything into one. What's the benefit? What's the benefit of Luminar Neo? Well, again, it uses artificial intelligence, which is great because why not have the computer thinking for you? Why not?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
And it has some pretty cool features that are added to it, which other software does not have. So it's great as a standalone, but it's great as a plugin for Lightroom, Photoshop, or anything else. But it has power line removal, spots and dust removal. It has scene relighting. Soon to have, mask AI and other features that are not out yet, but they're soon to be, so they say. Yeah. So if you want a copy, do you want a copy? If you want a copy, they're basically about $70 or so. But if you want $10 discount, do you like $10 discounts?
That's what I'm talking about.
We like $10 discounts. So how about you click below, right? Yeah, click below for a $10 discount. And what do we get out of that? We get a kickback, right? Yeah, who doesn't like kickbacks? Yeah, $10, $10 for us.
Oh, yes.
So do us a favor, do him a favor. He wants more cookies. I'm surprised he hasn't asked for them by now. Where's my cookies? So what else can we say? Stay safe out there, huh? Wait, we haven't subscribed yet. Don't stay safe yet. Well, stay safe while you're subscribing. But do us a favor, because we'd like to get more exposure out there. In YouTube world, and the algorithm loves subscribers. So how about you subscribe? That's right. And you want to do one too? Subscribe. How about a double subscribe? Subscribe. That's right. Subscribe to Modesty Photography with Dr. Scott and Dylan. Because here at Modesty Photography, we're all about saving you money, tips and tricks on photography, and really just about anything we could think of to talk about. Because sometimes we drift off topic every now and then. I'm a teacher at a local university, so chit chat and gabber and blah 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 and getting off track is something that comes natural to me. And soon to be you too, mister. So anyway, how about a thumbs up? YouTube also loves the thumbs up, right? Do we love the thumbs up, girls? Yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. That's enough, huh? And all right, so now we can wrap things up and say, stay safe out there. Remember, you belong here. That's right. And where do they belong? Where is this? This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. So come on back next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Stay safe. And we'll see you in the next episode of Camera Talk. All right, gonna say bye-bye? Bye-bye.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always good.